I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and Scorpio, these are your cards for November of 2022. I highly recommend checking out the overview if you haven't already. That gives you information about the astrology that's relevant, and it'll give it sort of some context for you. And if you happen to know them, your sun, moon, and rising signs would all be applicable here. So without any further ado, let's dive right into your cards. Okay, so this is a month of getting things together, making some decisions, and best course of action being to leave some things behind. So let's go into the details. The Knight of Coins is the focus card. This card has to do with essentially taking ownership of fine details, getting very organized and very clear with a clear course of action. Looking over your to-do lists and making sure that you are on track for all of your goals, being as discriminating as you can, and reworking things where appropriate. It's a lot of discipline, essentially. We'll get into the what about in just a moment, but yeah, this is going to be your focus, your overall focus, if you choose to accept it for this month. The card that represents where you are starting the month off, how you enter November, is Justice in the reverse. This touches on feeling that things haven't met up to where you wanted them to go. Things may be a little off track. For some of you, this might be something quite big, like a huge loss, or things didn't work out the way you wanted to. In some cases, it could even be something that you've done in the past has come back to kind of haunt you or come collect on something. And for many of you, it's simply the idea that you're not where you want to be, and there's a needing to call things into account. We're going to have to break down some pieces, some beliefs, some old patterns, and work on them individually to kind of right the scales for you. The card that represents the challenge of your month is the Five of Wands. And here we see, a bunch of people doing battle, basically hitting each other with sticks. It doesn't look like a very fun card, and it's not a fun scene, but the magic of this card is that you have some decisions to make about how you want to engage. It's a card of chaos, and there is a lot of chaotic energy this month. Definitely check out that overview for when and where and how, especially in the second to third week of the month. The magic of this card is, yes, you're showing up. There's a lot of chaotic energy. You have the energy to kind of enter the fray or choose not to enter the fray. Choices are yours. It's really up to your own intuition. It's really up to how you want to do things. But you'd be best to choose those battles rather than continue on the chaos. If the focus was that Knight of Pentacles and you're coming out of a reverse justice, I would say the challenge would be, how do you get out of where you are? Whether that's emotionally, career-wise, family, relationship-wise. For some of you, it'll be a few of those. I'm really sorry. But this is basically what demands your attention and what doesn't, and you get to decide where your energy shows up. Some battles are just better off unattended. You don't have to show up to every match. That leaves you with more energy to take on the things that are most important to you. So really, that's the challenge of the month, is deciding what things are worth fighting for and in what ways, and what things are simply worth leaving your proverbial stick in the closet and staying home and focusing on those tasks that you need to set up and focus on this month. The best course of action, like your path ahead, is represented by the Three of Cups. This is actually really beautiful. So as much as you're going through this time of having to look at things that have maybe past their prime, didn't work out the way you wanted to, or just don't feel good anymore, aren't supporting the path that you're on lock with. You want to go in one direction, but you feel kind of pulled and held back by another. The Three of Cups is basically saying, connect with those people who don't have sticks. Connect with the people who have your best interest at heart, the people you trust, the friends, family, colleagues, mentors, what have you, that you can celebrate and they can celebrate you. They can give you some very helpful feedback and insight, and you can escape that sort of chaotic energy a little bit. Get a little bit of grounding with people who know you and love you and trust you, and that you know and love and trust, and start to recalibrate your decisions and your movement forward based around your interactions with them, how good you feel with them, how good they make you feel about yourself, and even taking in their feedback. The last card represents the whispers from your guides. So if your spirit guides could send you a love note and some advice, this is what it would be. It's the 10 of Swords, which usually people freak out when they see this card. In this actual position, it's really not a bad card. It's actually a remedy to that justice in the reverse. It's a remedy to where you are and what you're feeling right now. This is, in this position, it really shows, okay, yeah, this doesn't feel good. There's certain things that I just can't keep carrying any longer. Best to just drop some. And you can. So this is your guides basically saying, if you want to release what is this justice in reverse, what's holding you back, what's making you feel uncomfortable, you're going to have to make some decisions as to where you show up with that energy. This supports that 5 of Wands. Definitely knowing that your swords show up more as mental, intellectual. Wands show up as physical energy and how you use your energy and engage. This is how you think and what's in your subconscious and conscious mind. Definitely searching yourself for like what weights are just so heavy they're not worth carrying, and starting to identify those. Lean on those 3 of Cups, those good people in your life that you know and trust, and recalibrate according to them. Get some perspective from them if you don't know how to proceed, or if you're not sure how to proceed. They can help with that. And so, yeah, you're not starting things off feeling great. Definitely around the 8th is going to feel pretty dicey for you. Dicey for everybody, but you're certainly not spared that. The advice here, leave behind what no longer serves, but asking that focus of trying to be really discriminating in terms of what things you need and what you can shift. So with that, I offer you the healing of petrified wood, which helps with difficult change. A tree had to die in order for this to be fossilized and turn into a stone that was once a tree. So it has a lot of wisdom there. And polychrome jasper, which helps us to feel reinvigorated on our path forward. So as you're deciding what things need to shift, what ideas, what convictions and things that you have that are no longer working, or maybe they never did, maybe it's a time to admit that it really wasn't true or accurate, how to leave that behind and embrace what's for the better, with a lot of excitement and energy to help support you along the way. So with that, I wish you all the best of November. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to be notified of your December cards, and all the information about things like classes, social media, Discord, etc. with me are linked in the description below. Thanks again. Have a beautiful November, and I hope to see you again for December. Bye for now.